Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. Today we'll start the counter part 1. In this lecture, we'll discuss the type of counter and its basic function. Now, let us start with the counter. This counter is nothing but a combination of the flip-flops. And its basic function, as its name that is the counter, so it will count the number of clock pulses that will be given to the flip-flop. I think you must have an idea about the flip-flop. Otherwise, if you don't know what is flip-flop, I will discuss here the function of the flip-flop in the counter just in a little bit. So, what is the function of the counter? It will count the number of clock pulses. It will count the number of clock pulses. It will count the number of clock pulses. Number of clock pulses. I think you know what is clock pulse that is given to the flip-flop. I'll discuss it. Number of clock pulses. Okay. And it can calculate the width of the clock pulse. It can calculate the width of the clock pulse. The width of the clock pulse. The width of the clock pulse. Just try to write with me. And also it has a function that is it will calculate the frequency of each state. So it will calculate the frequency of each state. The frequency of each state, it can be determined by the counter. Here I mean to say is that the frequency means the state in which state you will get the output. That frequency state, f state, will be equal to the pulse that clock pulse is given, or the original frequency, that is f total clock pulse divided by 2 power n. This is the most important relation that is asked in your exam. F state equal to f total divided by 2 power n. This n here represents this n equal to the number of flip-flops used in the, this is the number of flip-flops, n equal to the number of flip-flops that is used in the counter, in the counter. This is how a counter can be designed, or in a simple word I can say that by using this a number of flip-flops, a counter can be designed. Now we'll discuss about the types of counter. This counter is divided into two types. One is up counter and another is down counter. So in case of up counter, it will count low to the high pulse, or in case of the down counter, it will count from the high pulse to the down pulse. Suppose for example here I am writing, suppose in case of the up counter, here I will write, in case of up counter it will count as 0, 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. And so on. And this will so on means it will count up to 2 power n minus 1. It means that if we are using, suppose it means that this is from low to, here I am writing, this is from low to, this will be the high value. So the basic function of the up counter is to count from the low clock pulse to the high clock pulse. I mean to say that suppose for example you are using, for example, let me write, suppose you are using n equal to 2 flip-flops you are using. So for the 2 flip-flop, ff means here flip-flop. Okay. When n equal to 2 flip-flops you are using in a counter, then it will count from this 2 power 2 minus 1, that is 4 minus 1 equal to 3. It means that it will start from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, up to this much. that is 2 power n minus 1, that is equal to 3. It means that the up counter will count from the 0 to the 3 if there are two flip-flop are used. And similarly, if you are using, suppose n equal to 4 flip-flop, if you are using n equal to 4 flip-flops, then what will happen? Then 2 power n minus 1, that will be equal to 2 power 4 is 16. 16 minus 1 equal to 15. So total up to 15. It means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 15 it will count. How it will count, etc., I will discuss in this lecture. So basically this up counter has the function, that is it will count the clock pulse like in this way. That is it will start from 0, that is it will start from 0 to 2 power n minus 1. It will start from 0 and it will end up to 2 power n minus 1. So let me write here clearly. In case of up counter, it will start from 0 and goes up to 2 power n minus 1. Okay, 2 power n minus 1. And in case of the down counter, it is just opposite to that of the up counter. Here, this down counter will count from 2 power n minus 1 to 0. Suppose for example, if I will consider if n equal to 2, that is we are using 2 flip-flops. If there are 2 flip-flops we are using in a down counter, it means that it will count 2 power 2 minus 1 to 0. That is equal to 2 power 2 is 4, 4 minus 1 3. So it will count 3 to 0. That is 3, then 2, then 1 and then 0. It will count in this way, that is from the high value to the low value. Again for example, if n equal to 4, that is we are using 4 flip-flops, then here 2 power 4 minus 1 to 0, it will count from this high value to the low value. That is 2 power 4 is 16 minus 1, that is 15. That is 15 to 0. So it will count from 15 to 0. That is 15, 14, 13, 12 and so on. And similarly, you can see that here I am just missing n equal to 3. When n equal to 3 also, if suppose n equal to 3, there are 3 flip-flops we are using in a counter, then it will calculate, it will count from 2 power 3 minus 1 to 0. It means that 2 power 3 means 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, 7 to 0 it will count. It means that 7, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. It will count in this way. So the basic difference between this up counter and the down counter is, up counter will count from low value to the high value and this down counter will count from high value to the low value. Is that clear to you? Now also again we'll see the types of the counter. Again we'll see the types of counter on the basis of the clock pulse will given to the counter. One is asynchronous counter and another one is the synchronous counter. The clock pulse that is given to this counter, depending on that, this counter is divided into these two types, that is asynchronous counter and the synchronous counter. In case of asynchronous counter, the flip-flops are connected in such a way that the output of the first flip-flop, it drives the clock of the next flip-flop. In this asynchronous counter, suppose these are two flip-flops and having, suppose these are working, this arrow represents here, this arrow means this is the positive edge or this is edge, and when I will give a arrow with a bubble, then this will represent the negative or the negative AS flip-flop. Okay. So here suppose I will give a bubble here. This is the negative AS, and here we are giving a clock pulse in the fast flip-flop. Suppose for the fast flip-flop, this is, suppose I am considering the JK flip-flop. This is JA, this is KA, and this output, this is suppose QA, and this is suppose QA bar. And in this second type of flip-flop, this is suppose JB, this is also JK flip-flop we are using. This is KB, and this is QB, and this is QB bar. And here the first output, the QA output, it is connected, suppose it is connected to this clock pulse, to this clock of the second flip-flop, then this type of counter is known as the asynchronous counter. It means that it may be this QA, it may be connected to the clock pulse, or it may be QA bar, it may be connected to this clock pulse. These are the two conditions. I will discuss it gradually. So there are the two conditions, whether I will connect this QA to this clock pulse, or I may connect this QA bar to the clock pulse. Here you can see that this QA is connected to the second flip-flop, and also this QA bar can be connected to the second flip-flop's clock. Depending on this, or you can say that it will depend on which, whether it may be connected QA with the clock, or it may be connected with the QA bar with the clock. Okay, there are two types of counter, that is, it may be asynchronous up counter or asynchronous down counter, I will tell you. And here you can see that only the clock pulse is given at the first flip-flop. There is no connection between the first flip-flop clock with the second flip-flop clock. Okay, now we'll see the synchronous counter. In this synchronous counter, as this name is synchronous, that is, here in this case there is no connection between the output of the first flip-flop and the clock of the next flip-flop, as in the case of asynchronous counter. This is suppose one flip-flop, and there is suppose another flip-flop is here. This is basically JK flip-flop, and here I will give the clock pulse to it, and these are the outputs. And here for the second one, these are the inputs having its clock pulse here, and also it has an output like this. Okay, for the first flip-flop I am writing, this is suppose QA, and this is this is JA, this is JK flip-flop, this one is input, that is JA, this is KA, these are the inputs, and here the output is QA, and this is QA bar. Okay, and in the second case similarly, this is JB, this is KB, and here is the QB output and QB bar output, and here I am suppose giving this negative AS clock pulse here. This is our clock pulse. I'll give here the clock, and here it is also the clock. And in this synchronous counter, I will connect this clock with the second flip-flop's clock. Okay, this is like this. Now you can see that in this case, the output of the first flip-flop, it is not connected to the second flip-flop, but the clock is connected. Synchronous means its clock is connected. Simultaneously both will get 1, simultaneously both will get 0. Are you getting my point? Simultaneously, if there are many number of flip-flops, that is 2, 4, 6, whatever, 3, 5. So for that condition, if one is given clock pulse, that is 1, then every flip-flop connected in that circuit, that is all are given one input. Okay, one input, that is the clock pulse is 1. In this asynchronous counter, output is connected to the second, the first output is connected to the second, and I can say that the previous output is being given to the next flip-flop. Okay. So here you can see that in case of asynchronous counter, the flip-flops are not clocked simultaneously, but in case of synchronous counter, the flip-flops are clocked simultaneously. Okay, it means that in case of asynchronous counter, no common clock pulse, and in case of synchronous counter, it has the common clock pulse. Okay, now we will see how to design a counter. Suppose it is mod n counter. Mod n counter that we want to design. This is mod n counter. To design a mod n counter, n means the number of counts. The number of counts. The number of counts. Okay. And here we know n equal to the number of flip-flops. The number of flip-flops used in the the number of flip-flops that is used in the counter. And to design a counter, you should remember that this n value, that is the number of counts, should be less than equal to 2 power n. This is the most important relation while designing a counter. N should be lesser equal to 2n. So what do you mean by this? N should be lesser equal to 2n, 2 power n. Suppose, for example, we are given that we have to design a mod 8 counter. Okay, we have to design a mod 8 counter. So my question is, how many flip-flops you need to use? It means that here mod 8 means n equal to 8. Okay, n equal to 8 means this is the number of count. It will count up to 8. Okay, but you know, n should be lesser equal to 2 power n. So in place of n, if I will put 8, this will be lesser equal to 2 power n. This is our condition. So 8 means I can write it as 2 power 3. This will be lesser equal to 2 power n. Now if I will compare this n with the 3, that is actually this is 2 power 3 is equal to 2 power n. If I will write like this, then n should be equal to 3. So from this we will get n should be equal to 3. That is, we need 3 flip-flops. Small n means this is the number of flip-flops. So we need 3 flip-flops to design a mod 8 counter. Okay. Now similarly, if you want to design a mod 56 counter, suppose I am giving mod 56 counter. So for that, this is suppose mod 56 counter. So to make a mod 56 counter, so our condition, that is n should be lesser equal to 2 power n. It means that n equal to 56 here this mod 56 counter, so that implies 56 should be lesser equal to 2 power n. So 56 can be written as 2 power 6. So 2 power 6 is equal to 2 power n. That means n equal to 6. So we need 6 flip-flops to design a mod 56 counter. Okay. Now suppose, for example, I will take some suppose mod 11 counter I want to design. Mod 11 counter. Okay. To design a mod 11 counter, our condition is n should be lesser equal to 2 power n. Now what do you see? 2 power 2 is 4, 2 power 3 is 8, 2 power 4 is 16. So our condition is n should be lesser equal to 2 power n. It means that we can consider this 2 power n to be the largest one. It means that if I take 2 power 3, then this will be 8. But here in place of n, if I write 11, then this 2 power 3 is less than 2 power 3 is less than 11. So our condition not satisfied here. So I have to consider 2 power 4. So that here I can write 11 should be less than 2 power 4, that is 16. Okay. So here in this case n should be 4. That is, we need 4 flip-flops to design the mod 11 counter. Okay. To design a mod 11 counter, we require 4 flip-flops. This is how to design a counter. The basic criteria is n should be lesser or equal to 2 power n. Now we'll go on a brief detail about the asynchronous counter. In a asynchronous counter, one flip-flop get external clock pulse, other flip-flops get clock pulse as the output of the previous flip-flop. Here you can see that we have discussed that in case of asynchronous counter, the first output of the output of the first flip-flop is given to the second one, and the clock is given to the first flip-flop. Okay. This is actually to the, I can say that the clock pulse is given to the first flip-flop only. And this is not synchronized one. That is, flip-flops are not clocked simultaneously. In case of the asynchronous counter we are discussing. And the second one is the clock is always given to LSB. LSB means the lowest significant bit, least significant bit. What is the least significant bit? Suppose here I am writing a number that is in the digital form or binary form. I can say this is suppose 1000 suppose, okay, or 0001 or whatever it may be. So this one and here this one, these are called the LSB, and this first one, these are called the MSB. Okay, this is MSB, that is most significant bit, most significant bit. Now we'll discuss about the positive based triggering and the negative based triggering. So let us start with the positive based triggering. In case of positive based triggering, when the clock is 1, when clock is given 1, that is in the on state, we can say the flip-flop is on the on state. And when the clock is given 0, flip-flop is in the off state. Okay. This is the basic condition for the positive based triggering. It means that when we are giving a signal, suppose here I am considering our signal is like this, suppose this is our square wave signal and so on. Okay, now it will start from 0 to 1. It will start from 0 to 1. Then this signal will goes here and then it will go from 1 to 0 and so on. Then it will again rise to 0 to 1, then 1 to 0 and so on. Okay. Now when this signal or the clock pulse is 1, it means that when it goes from 0 to 1, in this condition we can say that this flip-flop is on. In this condition, on state, and again this is on, this is on state, this is on state, and this is also on state. This black one, these are the off state. You can see that if I will draw an arrow like this, so these are the off state. That is when it will goes from 1 to 0, this is the off state, and when it will goes from 0 to 1, that is in the upward direction, this pink line, pink arrow, these are called the on state. This is called positive based triggering, and it can be represented like, suppose this is a flip-flop, and for this we have to just give an arrow, and this is my clock. And when I am considering that this is the positive based triggering, I will consider this as your clock, and you will just give an arrow inside this flip-flop. Simply you have to remember, when clock is 1, flip-flop is on state for the positive based triggering, and when clock is given 0, then the flip-flop is in the off state. Okay. Now in case of negative based triggering, when clock is given 0, then flip-flop is considered to be in the on state. This is in the on state. And when the clock is given 1, then here the flip-flop is in the off state. Okay, this is in the off state. Suppose let me draw a clock pulse like this. This is my clock pulse. Okay. In the case of negative base triggering, when the clock is given 1, it is in the flip flop is in the off state, and when the clock is 0 means when it will goes from this 1 to 0, this condition is considered to be the on state. This 1 to 0, you can see we can go like this, 0 to 1, then like this. This is actually the wave direction. This is the wave direction. But for 1 to 0, you can see this is 1 to 0. This one is from 1 to 0, and this is for 1 to 0. That is for this condition, when it will goes from 1 to 0, then this condition is considered to be the on state. Okay. And also this one, 1 to 0 is considered to be the on state in case of the negative base triggering. This is suppose a flip flop, and for the negative base triggering, I have to give a bubble here, and this is the arrowhead. This is my clock. This one is the clock where I have to give the pulse. Now again, let us see this asynchronous counter is of two types. One is up counter, another is down counter. In case of the positive base triggering, here we know when the clock is given 1, the flip flop is in the on condition, and in case of negative base triggering, when the clock is 0, in that case flip flop is in the on condition. If in a positive base triggering flip flop, Q bar is given as a clock pulse, suppose Q bar as a clock pulse, Q bar as a clock pulse. Then it is called asynchronous up counter. This is called asynchronous up counter. I will give example. Asynchronous up counter. Asynchronous up counter. And similarly, in case of negative base triggering, if Q bar is given as a clock pulse, given as a clock pulse, then it is treated as the down counter. Then it will be treated as a down counter, or I can say that this is asynchronous down counter. Asynchronous down counter. Okay. You have to remember these things. Q bar clock pulse is given to the positive base triggering. Then this is asynchronous up counter. If Q bar is given as a clock pulse for the negative base triggering, this is down counter. Positive base triggering, up counter. And similarly, if Q as a clock pulse is given, then this will be asynchronous down counter. Here, if Q will be given as a clock pulse, then for the positive base triggering, this will be asynchronous down counter. Similarly, in case of negative base triggering, if Q is given as a clock pulse, then this will be asynchronous up counter. Here, I have already told you that in this asynchronous counter, this QA can be given as a clock pulse, or this QA bar, it can be also given as a clock pulse. Okay. If this is here I am representing as this that is an bubble with an arrow. Here this is a negative base triggering. So in case of this negative base triggering, if QA is connected to the clock pulse, then this will be what? It will behave an up counter. When this negative base triggering and Q is given as a clock pulse, then this will be asynchronous up counter. Clear? So similarly, only if you can remember these things, you can guess what type of counter you are using. The type of counter that is you are using. Okay. Now I will ask you some question. Suppose just try to answer. This is suppose one flip flop, and this one is another flip-flop. Here this is my input one, and this is I am giving the clock pulse. Okay, and this one is my output, and here is also the output. This is suppose Q, any Q, and this is suppose Q bar. Okay, and suppose this is also the output. Here is my output, any suppose Q A, and this is suppose Q A bar. Let me write clearly. This is suppose Q A, and this is Q A bar. Okay, there are two flip-flops. Here this is my clock. I will give the clock to the first flip-flop, and suppose I am connecting this Q bar with this. This is my clock. Okay, this output, that is Q bar, is connected to the second flip-flop. Now just guess what type of counter it is. Since we are giving the clock pulse to the first one, no doubt this is a asynchronous counter, because in case of synchronous, same clock pulse is given to all flip-flop. Now it is clear that this is asynchronous counter. Now we'll see whether this is positive based triggering or negative based triggering. Since there is no bubble present, what type of counter? This is positive based triggering. So this is positive based triggering. Now whether it is up counter or down counter. Now you will remember, in case of positive based triggering, if Q bar is given as a clock pulse, then what type of counter it is? It will be up counter. In case of positive based triggering, if Q bar has a clock pulse, then it will be up counter. So this is a up counter. Now we can say that this is a asynchronous positive based up counter. Is that clear? This will be asynchronous positive based triggering, positive based up counter. Okay. Now let us do one more example. Suppose this is my one flip-flop, this one is the second flip-flop. Okay, just try to give the answer by yourself. Just pause the video. This is suppose input, and this one is my clock with a bubble in it. This is my clock pulse. Here I will give a clock pulse, and this one is my output, and here I will give this as a clock pulse to this, and here this is my output. Somehow it will look like this. This is Q, it is Q bar, and also this is Q, and this is Q bar. Okay, this is my clock pulse. Now tell me what type of counter it is. First of all, clock is given to the first flip-flop only, so this is asynchronous counter. Now whether it is positive based triggering or negative based triggering, this is bubble is present, so negative based triggering. Now whether up counter is down counter, when this Q bar is connected to the second flip-flop, then this is called, and it is the negative based triggering, so this is no doubt a down counter. Just try to remember this. Here for the positive based triggering, Q bar clock pulse, up counter. When negative based triggering, Q bar clock pulse, then the down counter. So finally what we will get, this is the asynchronous, this is asynchronous negative base down counter. Okay, in the exam, in the competitive exam, basically you will find some options like, suppose the first option is given 0 to 1. Suppose these are the options are given in your exam, and you have been asked that what type of counter, this much is given. Suppose in this question, what type of counter you will get here. So you have to check whether this is a up counter or down counter. So when you see that this is a up counter, then up counter will count from low to high. And again there are two flip-flops, so this is 2 power n minus 1, that is it will start from 0 to 3. So this is no doubt 0, 1, 2, 3 is our correct option. That is, in case of counter, it will count from low to the high value, and total 2 flip-flops are used, that is n equal to 2 here. So 2 power 2 minus 1, that is 3, it will count up to 3. And in the second case you can see this is also, there are two counters, that is 2 power 2 minus 1, here also it will count 3. Since it is a down counter, so it will start from 3, that is the high value, to the low value, that is 3, 2, 1, then 0. So from this option, if I check for this second question, for the second question this will be the answer, and for the first question this will be the answer. Okay. In the next class we will see the construction of the asynchronous counter. I will make mod 4 and mod 8 up counter and down counter, etc. We will see in the next class. So this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all. Jai Jagannath.